You know you need help with your health, but should you hire a nutritionist, personal trainer, or both? Today I'm breaking down what one does versus the other, which one it makes sense to hire, and the hidden option that you're not considering. Welcome to the Fit and Fulfilled Show. If you're a busy professional woman who wants to finally prioritize your health and happiness, this is the place to be. I'm your host, Soraya Russell, certified macronutrition coach, mindset coach, and lifestyle transformation coach. And each week, I share practical strategies to help you build sustainable habits, boost your energy, become obsessed with what you see when you look in the mirror, and feel confident and strong in your body, all without feeling stressed, burned out, or guilty. Let's dive in. So, this is a common question that comes up when I'm talking to folks who are interested in joining my program or who are trying to figure out what they really need to reach their weight loss goals. So, this topic is really important because many times I have women come to me who maybe already have a personal trainer, but they're still not seeing results. So, not sure if they need a nutritionist, or folks who have tried different diets and things in the past who've seen a nutritionist, but they're not getting results, or people who are just trying to figure out, hey, Soraya, what can you help me with? And so, with working with over 400 clients and just talking to a lot of women about what they need to get results, I can confidently tell you what you actually need to get towards your goals and really help you understand what each professional can do and can't do because some things are out of scope. And actually, quick personal story. So, when I was first trying to lose weight, I had a friend who was a professional bodybuilder. He was also a personal trainer. And so, I worked with him. I worked out with him 4 days a week, and I was lifting really heavy. I was strong. And I basically weighed myself and took pictures a month after I started working with him, and I didn't lose a single pound. And I was really frustrated because I was like, dang, I have a personal trainer. I'm doing all the things right. Why am I not losing weight? And that's when I realized the nutrition piece was missing. And once I changed the nutrition piece, that's when I was also able to see physical results, lose fat, build muscle, and achieve my dream body, my goal weight, all that good stuff. So from personal experience, I've seen what happens when you have the right professionals helping you and what you need to understand to know who you need in your corner to get to what your end result is. So let's first talk about what each professional provides. So a personal trainer provides exercise, programming, and form correction. So they can help program out the different workouts you'll be doing, how many days, reps, sets, exercises. They can help correct your form. So if you're doing a squat, but your back is not arched correctly, they'll help correct that so you don't injure yourself and so you're getting the most benefits from that movement. They also provide workout accountability and motivation. So if you're working out with a personal trainer, someone's there with you. So you can't just quit doing the workout because they're there to hold you accountable. They also help you with progressive overload. Progressive overload is changing some factor over time. So, for example, say that's weight. So, say the first week with your personal trainer, you're lifting 5 pounds. 2 weeks from now, they might say, okay, now we're going to lift 10 pounds. And then a month later, 15 pounds. So, they'll help you figure out the right way to increase those weights or reps or whatever it is over time so you're getting stronger. They also help with injury prevention and modification. So, if you have weaker knees, you have back pain, they can modify exercises so you're still working those muscles without potentially injuring them further. They also help with strength building and performance goals. So if you're training for a half marathon, if you're training for some sort of bodybuilding competition, it's really helpful to have a trainer because they know exactly how you should be training to have your best performance for those specific events that you have coming up. What they do not do is create meal plans or help you with nutritional strategy. So I have my personal training certification. And one thing that specifically was taught to us is that you cannot give people meal plans because nutrition is out of your scope. You do not have the proper education to assign someone a meal plan because you do not understand calories and macros and what the person needs. So with the personal training certification, we don't learn about nutrition. That's something that a nutritionist or some sort of nutrition professional would help you with. So if your personal trainer ever hands you a meal plan and they don't have any sort of nutrition certification, that's out of scope. They're not supposed to do that. They probably got it from Google or downloaded it from some random place. And if you ask them follow-up questions about the meal plan, they probably can't answer it. That's how you know they're not certified in nutrition. So, and I have a friend who has a personal trainer that she started working with, and she was like, yeah, they gave me a meal plan. I was like, tell me more about this meal plan. It was a basic meal plan. Like there was no details about portion sizes. So it said like, for example, in the morning, egg whites, oatmeal, and then fruit or something. And I was like, okay, like, did it say how much of each thing? She was like, no. So these are signs that your personal trainer is not certified in nutrition. They'll give you just generic nutrition advice, like eat this and this and that. They don't understand portions. The meal plans are very generic. So you should not be getting a meal plan from a personal trainer because they don't know what they're doing in that department. If I'm being honest, when I got my certification and I didn't have a nutrition one, I didn't know what I was doing in that department either. So that's where a nutrition professional comes into play, or having a personal trainer who's also certified in nutrition comes into play. So what a nutritionist or nutrition coach provides is number one, meal planning strategies and macro calculations. So this professional can help you figure out, okay, here's how many calories you should be eating for your weight loss goals. Here's how much protein, fat, and carbs. They can also help you plan what those meals look like to meet those needs. They can also provide nutrition education. So if you're wondering, why should I be eating protein? Why should I be eating fiber? They can explain things. For example, protein helps with muscle building and muscle recovery. It's more satiating than other macronutrients, lots of other benefits, whereas a personal trainer would not know that information. They can also help you, for example, if you have certain health conditions like menopause, PCOS, they'll know if you're menopausal that you should have a little bit more fat than carbs versus someone who's not menopausal. So they can help you understand why you need certain things for your body versus just giving you calories and macros to stick with. They can also provide accountability for eating plans. They can also provide accountability for nutrition. Technically, a personal trainer could too, but they don't know what to hold you accountable to because they don't even know how much you should be eating, right? But with a nutritionist, they know, okay, here are the calorie and macro targets we have. This is what I'm holding you accountable to. We're eating this much oats in the morning, half a cup of oats. We're eating, 2 pounds of chicken, whatever. That's what I'm holding you accountable to. They can also help with supplement guidance, and supplements are not necessary for weight loss. I want to make that clear. But for example, if you have any sort of deficiency, like a vitamin D deficiency, a vitamin C deficiency, they can help you analyze that and provide some recommendations for supplements that'll help you balance that out. What they don't do is provide workout programs or help you with workout form because nutritionists and certified nutrition coaches are not certified in that department. And so even if they work out in their day-to-day life, they're not properly trained on understanding form and what exercises work, what specific muscles, all that good stuff. And so you would need a personal trainer to help you with those things, or a personal trainer who is also certified nutrition coach or is also a nutritionist. So here's how you know which one you need based on your goals. So you need a personal trainer if you already have your nutrition pretty dialed in. And I'm not just talking about you eat healthy, I'm talking about you're eating the right amount of calories and macros, right? But you're missing the exercise component to further accelerate those results as far as toning and muscle building. So this is really helpful if you don't know how to create a proper workout program for your goals, or you're worried about the risk of injury by doing exercises incorrectly. It's also helpful if you lack motivation to work out consistently, so you're pretty on top of nutrition, but when it comes to getting to the gym or working out at home, you really have a hard time. Another thing that is really helpful to get a personal trainer for is if you have a performance goal. So you want to run a 5K, a 10K, compete in some sort of competition. That's when it's really helpful to have a personal trainer to help you train appropriately for that specific thing. Now, the issue comes in if you get a personal trainer, but you're not on top of nutrition, you are going to get stronger. I have clients who've experienced this. They have a personal trainer, they're pretty strong, but their body composition is not changing. They're not losing fat, they just have muscle, and they're frustrated because they're like, I look bulky, but I'm not losing weight. This is where the nutrition piece is missing. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. So if you're working out with a trainer 5, 6, 7 days a week, that's great. You're probably very strong. So kudos to you, but you're not going to have the look that you want. And many women that I work with, they don't just want to get stronger. They want to feel confident in their body. And that comes with a certain look that they're going for. So here's how you know you need a nutritionist. Basically, when you feel like you exercise pretty consistently, but you have no clue how much to eat, what to eat to actually lose weight. You struggle with meal prep or meal planning, food choices, and you know how to work out. You do it regularly, but you can't seem to figure out why you work out, but you can't see results. And it's very frustrating because it's kind of like you can't see the results from all the work you're putting in, which I've had a lot of clients experience this. They're like, Soraya, I work out 3, 4 times per week. I lift heavy, I work out hard, but it's frustrating because I'm not seeing results from all that work I'm putting in. So that's a sign that you need someone who's a nutrition professional to help you. Now, the issue is if you just get help with nutrition and not exercise, you're going to experience weight loss, but you're not going to have the body composition that you want. So strength training, like lifting weights and having a personal trainer, that's going to help you build muscle. But if you miss that component, you're going to be losing weight, but you're going to lose muscle and fat, which could lead to a skinny fat look. Meaning you're small on the scale, you're not heavy, but you have more fat in your midsection because you're not lifting weights and toning up your body. So it's really important to make sure you're doing both In fact, this reminds me of one of our clients who came to us because she was working with a personal trainer for over a year that she really liked. They worked out 3 times per week together. She was very strong, was lifting very heavy weights, but she only lost, I think, over that year, maybe 3 pounds total, and her goal was 20. She was really frustrated because she was like, I like my trainer. I don't want to leave them, but I want to see results. Something has to give. And it was frustrating because, she was working out and people saw her working out, but they're like, oh, you're working out. Why aren't you like losing weight? And someone actually said this to her, which was very annoying. I hate when people make comments about others in that way, but it was just very disappointing for her. So she came to us and she was like, hey, can I still do your program even though I have a personal trainer? We said, absolutely. What we can do is you can work with your personal trainer 3 days and you do one of our workouts, right? So you're doing 4 days a week and you're learning how to work out on your own if that's something you want to do in the future. And then we'll help you dial in your nutrition for weight loss. Within 12 weeks of working with us, she went from only losing 3 pounds in a year to 18 pounds in 12 weeks, toned up, she went down, I believe, 2 dress sizes. People were like, what are you doing? Like, what did you change to be able to look like this? Showered in compliments, felt super confident in her body, and now understands what her body needs to be able to maintain those results. And so this is the benefit of understanding what you truly need to get towards your goals, because it's great to have a personal trainer. It's great to have a nutritionist. But if you're not getting help with both, you're missing a key piece you need to achieve your ultimate body goals. So everyone needs help with both because while one, for example, weight loss comes down to nutrition, eating less than you burn essentially. However, if you also want to have a lean toned look, that is where the fitness component comes in. So you need both to achieve your dream body. I like to say your goals come down to 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. So even though nutrition is a big component of it, exercise is really also a big component. And especially if you're older, you experience any sort of knee pain, back pain, joint pain, exercise helps with overall holistic health as well, not just the physical appearance. But here's the thing, you might be wondering, okay, Soraya, maybe I need to hire both. But hiring those two professionals separately creates a little bit of friction because, for example, your personal trainer does not know what your nutritionist told you to eat. Your nutritionist does not know what workouts you're doing with your personal trainer. And they could know if you share it with each of them, but that's wasting time. You're spending 20, 30 minutes explaining to the other person what the other professional has you doing versus both of those professionals already being on the same page or even just being one person. You could also experience conflicting advice. So your trainer might say, hey, you need to be eating more food to get through these workouts. Your nutritionist could say, well, you can't eat that much food or you're not going to lose weight. And so because each professional might be trying to give you advice for the other realm of things, it can cause some friction and confusion as far as what you should really be doing. So let's break down the math, right? So what it would look like if you hired both separately versus together and what makes the most financial sense. So a personal trainer is typically anywhere from $50 to $100 per session. Say you're training 2 to 3 times per week. That's going to run you about $400 to $1,200 a month just for your personal trainer. Now, a nutritionist charges much more, anywhere from $150 to $300 per session. Say you're just doing one session per month, which is not a lot of support. You're still spending $150 to $300 per month just for one nutritional session per month, which if you need help with your nutrition, that is not nearly enough. So that's nearly $550 to $1,500 a month for uncoordinated support, not even having regular check-ins with your nutritionist. So it's a decent amount of money for you not to really get that coordinated, well thought out, holistic view. And what you don't get is help with your relationship with food, self-sabotaging behaviors that you want to overcome, help with setting boundaries. So you're missing some fundamental pieces that help you kind of change how you see food and exercise to make those things sustainable long term. You're just getting help with implementation, which doesn't really solve the underlying issue of how you got here in the first place. So I recommend a more integrated approach, which is what we provide in our coaching program, where you get support in all these areas and more touch points. So with our clients, firstly, they get 2 90-minute coaching calls per week. That's already way more touch points than if you were to get one nutritional session per month or those sessions with a personal trainer. So that is 8 touch points per month that you get with a professional who's both certified in nutrition and fitness, because our coaches are certified in both. You also get unlimited messaging support with your coach. So if you want to ask a specific question about fiber or protein or a specific snack or a specific workout, you have access to your coach daily for messaging versus just having a nutritionist you can talk to once a month or a trainer you can only talk to during the personal training sessions. You also have access to our in-house therapist. And this is where you address deeper things like self-sabotage, relationship with food, limiting beliefs, fear of failure, all those things you need to change in order to stay consistent with nutrition and fitness. And a session with a therapist is typically anywhere from $100 to $200 per session, but that's included in our program on top of the nutrition and fitness support. You also get personalized workout programming, whether you want to work out at home or at the gym. You still get all the video tutorials, step-by-step instructions, everything you need to start exercising and making it a consistent part of your routine. Something else that you get inside of our coaching program is AI meal planning. So, the thing about nutritionists is a lot of things they do are a bit outdated, where they might say, here's a generic meal planner, just here's some calories and macros to follow, which is really hard to implement long term. In our program, we created our own AI meal planning technology where we still by hand calculate your calorie and macro needs and create meal plans for you. But our clients also have the option to use our AI meal planner where they put in their allergies, health conditions, foods they like, snacks they like, how many people they're feeding, grocery budget, how much time they want to spend cooking. And our AI meal planner will make a fully personalized meal plan for our clients. And so when you're just working with a regular nutritionist, they might not know all this data about you. They're probably going to give you something generic. But in our program with our AI meal planner, everything is super duper personalized to what you like and what's going to help you get results, which is something you can't really find even with a nutritionist, dietitian, or any professional in that realm because it would take a lot of time for them to create personalized meal plans for every single client. And they might not have the knowledge of the cuisines that you like or certain things that are unique to you. We also help you with habit tracking and accountability systems. So that could look like you're focusing on water and sleep one week. Next week, you're focusing on lifting and eating enough protein. So we kind of help hold you accountable to that. So this is like 20 touch points a month you get if we're taking into account messaging support, coaching calls, calls with our therapist, versus only 2 to 3 training sessions a week if you have a personal trainer and one session with a nutritionist per month. So it's a much more holistic approach where you get everything you need in one and have a lot of touch points to make the changes that you want to see. So if you were to hire a personal trainer and nutritionist separately, the total cost is like $550 to $1,500 a month for about 9 to 13 touch points per month and no help with the mindset work or therapist or anything of that sort. The cost to work with us is significantly less and you get those 20 plus touch points a month and you're actually able to have that holistic view to help you achieve your lasting weight loss results. You get more support, more integration, more help for essentially less money. So when it comes to hiring a professional, you got to think about what just makes the most sense. So you could hire someone over here and someone over here, but why do that when you can have one program that has everything you need in one, everyone's communicating with one another to help you get to where you want to be. So let's break down what's included in our coaching program. Fitness coaching and fitness programming included. Help with nutrition and personalized meal plans included. Help with the mindset work and access to a therapist included. AI meal planning included. Weekly coaching calls included. Unlimited messaging support, community support, and everyone working together to help you in a more cohesive environment all included. Why pay more for separate professionals who don't talk to each other when you could pay less for one cohesive, integrated team? So here are the clear signs that you need that more integrated approach with all of these in one versus just hiring a nutritionist or just hiring a personal trainer. Number one, you need help with fitness and nutrition, which is honestly most people. Some folks I find are pretty good with exercise, but I find that most need help with both. The second is you want to see faster results because when you have a coordinated approach with people working together, you'll get results faster because there's less back and forth and trial and error. Number three, you're tired of getting coaching advice from all these different places. You're tired of one person telling you this and someone else saying something different. You want to listen to basically one point of view that's going to make sense and be consistent throughout your journey. You want to invest your money efficiently. You don't want to spend a bunch of money on this and that and all these different little things. You want a more efficient, holistic approach where you can invest once and get all the support that you need. Another sign is that you're a busy professional and you don't have time to coordinate with all these different service providers. Schedule a time with your nutritionist and schedule time with your personal trainer. If you have a lot going on with work and family, you don't want to have to figure all of that different stuff out. Another sign is that you struggle with things like emotional eating and self-sabotage because if you do, just hiring a nutritionist or personal trainer isn't going to solve that problem. But with this integrated approach, you get help with all three of those pillars: fitness, nutrition, and mindset. And another sign is you value and want more frequent touch points with professionals you're working with. So if any of these resonate with you, then I recommend having that integrated approach, which is something that we provide inside of our coaching program, the Fit and Fulfilled Academy. And you can get all the details about it down below. So take some time to honestly assess what you truly need. And based on everything I've said, you can decide whether that is a nutritionist, whether that is a personal trainer, whether that is a therapist, or whether it's all three in one. So, thank you so much for tuning into the Fit and Fulfilled show today. Hope you walked away with practical strategies you can start implementing to feel more confident and energized in your personal and professional life. And if you found this helpful in absolutely any way, I ask that you please subscribe and share this with a friend so they can discover these strategies as well. And if you want to lose 20 to 50 pounds without cutting out your favorite foods or doing a bunch of crazy, overwhelming workouts, I definitely recommend applying for our coaching program, the Fit and Fulfilled Academy. In the Academy, we help busy professional women like you by providing the personalized support, guidance, and coaching with nutrition, fitness, and mindset to help you achieve lasting weight loss. All the details are down below. Next week, we're diving into a brand new topic that you're not going to want to miss. But until then, remember you deserve to feel as confident in your body as you do in your career. Take care.